big engines and speed and off-road, it's in my blood. My grandpa did dirt track racing and stuff like that too. So I grew up with the dirt tracks. Apparently I would fall asleep there when I was little. It's just seriously second nature to me. I'm so comfortable doing it. We'd load up in a cab truck or a Jeep or rail buggy or whatever we had at the time, and I was driving before I could reach the pedals. Yeah, no, so it's actually really, really cool to have the first Evolution chassis. This is the first full tube chassis I think that anyone in my family has had since the rail buggy days. It's certainly the first one I've had. I grew up with Jeeps and stuff. So when I started dating Andrew, he had the first Revolution chassis. And obviously, we both fell in love with it right away. It's been a blast. And so right away I was like, it sure would be nice if I could have one of those too. And so we started talking about it more and more, how it would be kind of cool for him to have #1 Revolution and me to have #1 Evolution. And then from there, I got so attached to it that I don't think he could get rid of it if he wanted to. And so we decided that it was going to be mine and I would buy it. And we'd bring it back up here and let Adam finish it out turnkey. Where we could, I wanted to put high quality, high strength parts on it. One of the main, thoughts behind everything that went into this buggy was eliminating breakage on the trail. There's nothing more frustrating than going out and breaking in the middle of a ride and having to fix it on the trail in the dirt or the mud. And so we just really wanted to beef them up and make sure that they were strong and sturdy and hopefully aren't going to break too often on me. We grew up in the country, and so, it was norm on the weekend to head up the mountain and go four-wheeling with, all of your friends, all of your parents' friends. It was always kind of a family affair. And well, it's kind of fitting actually that it's called the Evolution, because I want to race it, but I also want to be able to trail ride it comfortably. A lot of the race rigs I see have tiny fuel cells, maybe 5 gallons or so, no room for a cooler. They're usually pretty tight, compact chassis themselves, so you don't have a lot of room, to take a bag or snacks or anything like that with you. No radio a lot of the time, and so I wanted all of that. And so I asked Adam if he could fit it all in, and somehow he did. And so I've got a 15-gallon fuel cell, so I can trail ride for hours or a couple of days probably without worrying about that. I've got a toolbox in the back, so I can carry a full set of tools. If I do happen to break on the trail, I'm not that person having to bum tools or go back to camp, to fix everything. I've got some cool LED lights on the inside, just kind of for atmosphere. I've got a sound bar that's Bluetooth capable, so you can get good music from anyone's cell phone that happens to be around. We'll hook it up. It's set up to trail ride. It's going to be comfortable and have room and everything that we need. The buggy came with an old Iron Block 6.0. It was a Gen 3. It's a solid motor though. It would have had 400 and something horsepower, they told me. And the whole time I was like, 400 and something. I was like, what can we do to get it to 500? 500 just kind of has a nice ring to it. So we kept an eye out, and then we happened to come across a Gen 4 6.2, which is a Chevy engine, all aluminum block and everything, out of a 2013 Escalade, and it kind of has a funny story. It was totaled on the lot. I don't know how that happens, but the engine has 18 total miles on it. So it was brand new. So that was kind of cool getting in there with my dad and tearing it down, and he helped me kind of do some mods to it. We put a mast cam and electronics and valve spring kit in it, so that boosted up to 540 horsepower, which sounds even better than 510. And so a couple of quick, easy mods, put it back together and sent it up here to finish out with the buggy. The off-road community and the rock racing community too, it's like a big family, and like I've heard before, it kind of is like a family reunion, every time you have a big event. Seeing a lot of friends, we've got people that travel from 5, 7, 10 hours away to come to these things, and so you don't see them too often, but it's always a good time when you do. And we'll all load up together and go hit a hill and race all day, or load up after that and trail ride all night. And so yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Now I've got my own rig, so I can go anytime I want and ride with all of my friends and not have to ride shotgun every time or ask to drive. It's going to be really nice.